Morning, Chris. This week Liam's on holiday, so you've got me running through this week's runners on Saturday and also just talking through our 4 winners in the past week.
Yeah, it's been a good week, Haylie, and yesterday's 3 winners in Canterbury proved as some up-and-coming horses in the stable, in particular Chateau Lafay, who's a full sister to Royal Descent, who won the Oaks this year. So looks like the Harvey crew have got a nice filly on their hands, which is very exciting. She'll now go for a break. Done nothing wrong, returned from a long layoff, which was great. It's hard to explain how much time and effort goes into these horses returning from long layoffs, and only the owners and the staff actually know what goes in. So it was a good reward yesterday, and hopefully he's got another win not too far away. Rastro, he broke through for a well-deserved win also. Stablemate ran second in Murder of Crows, new addition to the stable, which is a pretty handy horse, I think, in the making. Once he puts it all together, I think he'll be winning his share of races as well.
Absolutely. Now looking forward to Saturday at Eagle Farm. It's a big day for the stable there. Our first runner there is Thumbtacks, who's made the trip north.
He's out of form, Haylie, but this is a race he's been set for. The mile shouldn't be, or is a preferred distance to him, and he can handle all track conditions, likes a bit of room, he's drawn well enough, and Jim Cassidy's aboard, and I think Jim's the ideal person for a horse like this, just to fire him back up and get him into form.
Absolutely. Red Tracer, barrier 18 in the Dane Ripper.
Awkward gate, and I was very disappointed when I saw it. She's going very well. We've got the Tattersalls Tiara in 2 weeks' time, a Group 1 race, so that's her target. So I don't want to flatten her first up, and we'll ride her conservatively to ensure she's attacking the line. That'll still give her a good winning chance, but just needs a little bit of luck when you ride them that way.
In the first of our Group 1s of the day, the JJ Aitkins, we've got 2 pretty flash colts in Zoostar and Villanova.
Yeah, both doing everything right. Zoostar, 3 from 3, and looks a really good sprinting colt. Stepping up to the mile is probably my only concern, and it is also his first prep, but he's very good, and obviously that class is taking him this far, and hopefully we can get one more run. He's drawn the better of the 2. When Jim Cassidy rides, he knows him very well, so a lot in his favour, providing he gets that mile. Villanova, he's been set for this race all along. Third up over a mile should suit. Drawn a little bit awkwardly in barrier 9, but I'd say he'll just be ridden quietly the first part and finish home strongly. And it's a pressure race, so you'd expect speed on up front. Could just suit a horse like Villanova, hitting the line strongly.
The Derby with Hawkspur, he seems to have grown another leg while being up in Queensland.
Yeah, each of his preparations, the further he gets into it, the better he seems to do, and it's been no exception. And I think helped by the fact that he's up in Queensland, that slightly warmer weather, and horses just seem to thrive up there. And his last 2 starts have been good wins in similar company. I guess you would say he's the benchmark. They've got to improve to beat him, and 2400 is an unknown, but all you can do is win. He's won over 2200, 2100, and even 1900 as a early 3-year-old. So just hoping for another 10 out of 10 ride from Jim Cassidy.
In the Stradbroke, we've taken the punt and we've sent Riva Delago up, hoping for a scratching to get a run in the race.
We've had the race in mind for some time with him, so we've come so close to getting a run, and I believe the horse is in really good form, but just needs one scratching. So he went up Wednesday night, arrived this morning, Thursday morning, and we just have to hope for that scratching. If he doesn't get a scratching, there's a nice race in 2 weeks' time for him.
Moriarty in the Brisbane Cup. Unfortunately, he's come up with barrier 21.
Yeah, awkward gate. Back here at Rosehill 2 starts ago, it wasn't that bad a draw, but he did go back to last and still blew them away. We'll ride him similar on Saturday, but when you have got back markers, you need 2 things. You need luck, and also you need pace on up front, because mathematically, if they go slow, every horse can run home in 35 seconds. It's really hard to go better than that. If you're coming from last, need to break 35 or 34, it's almost impossible, especially if you've got a wall of horses in front of you. So just need a lot of luck with him.
Okay. Looking to Flemington, Forever Crazy. She's been running on well in her races.
Yep, around the mark, and just the first couple of runs she's got too far back, bad draws and things like that. But she's got a lot of them in favour on Saturday. Big roomy track will also suit, and I think the distance is right, and she'll be attacking the line and getting close to a win.
Fulgar, he'll be looking to make it back-to-back wins at Flemington over the 1700 metres.
Yeah, he showed last start he's a pretty handy horse, backing up a week before over 2,000 metres, coming back in distance, going back to last and blew them away. So a bit more in his favour this time. He's had a better gap between runs, he's got a good draw, should be a bit closer, and hopefully he can win again.
Looking back to home at Royal Randwick this time, manwasout, 2-year-old filly, a minor gear change to her since her last start at Sky.
Yeah, last start was puzzling, and we put it down to her perhaps getting her tongue over the bit, which restricts the horse's airflow significantly and can stop them quick, and I think that was the problem. So we've put a tongue tie on her for Saturday. Awkward gait, just see how the races run. If she jumps well, she'll go forward. If not, just ride her with a bit of cover, but she's better than last start, that's for sure.
Madam Nash and Trick Shot in the fillies and mares race over 2,000 metres.
Madam Nash, she's struggling to find form, and we're endeavouring to get her back in form by trying her over longer distances. So Saturday's her first opportunity at that. I thought her last start run was okay. Handles all conditions, goes very well for Glenn Schofield, and hopefully she can find that form. Trick Shot, she's been set for this race for some time, since she won at Canterbury a few starts ago in fact. She's won over 1900, seems okay in all types of conditions, and she's still a horse on the up. A lot of these horses are on their way, well, not on their way down, but they've plateaued. She's still got a bit of future ahead of her, so hopefully she can earn her connections some good prize money on Saturday.
Over 1,200 metres, Eaglestein, a German import, he resumes for Chris Dow.
Probably more like a second trial for him, Haylie, but obviously it gives him a chance to win a race and win good prize money. He'll need a lot further, but my concern was last preparation he was over racing a touch, so that's the reason for starting him over 1,200. Hopefully he'll get run off his feet early and attack the line strongly. His first trial was good, and I think he's in for a good prep and loves all conditions.
And the Stayers Cup, we have two runners, Permit and Thubian.
Yeah, up to the 2 miles, it'll be a good race to watch. Thubian, he's been a warhorse. He's been running over these distances regularly, and found some good form in Melbourne. We've brought him back to Sydney when he settled in really well, and Justine in Melbourne sent him up in great shape. So we're finding the transition very easy. The horses are obviously comfortable with our system, and I think that's a big asset for us in the future. So he's drawn well, should get some cover, and I think he'll be the one to beat. Permit, he could blow them away if he brought his best form to the races. Why he doesn't show that best form, I'm not sure. Maybe it's the big weights, or maybe he's just getting on in years, but he deserves his chance at 2 miles, and hopefully on Saturday can make amends for his run in the Sydney Cup, where he started favourite, same track and distance, and appeared to choke down. So he's well, deserves a second chance at the 2 miles.
Okay, in the listed June stakes, She's Clean combines with Jason Collett again, looking to get back-to-back wins.
Yeah, impressive first up win, and she's heading to Queensland for the Tattersalls Tiara in 2 weeks' time. She's a bit like Red Tracer. She's drawn very wide, it makes it awkward, and I want to see her attacking the line as well. So we'll ride it conservatively, as we do anyway, but just with that bigger size field, you have to go a long way back to ensure you get cover. It's no use being back at 3 wide with no cover. You need to get cover if you're going to go back. So not one for the punters, but she'll certainly be attacking the line. If she gets a gap, she'll certainly be a winning chance.
Absolutely. On to the two in the Sydney City Toyota Handicap, Altered Boy and Lucrepidus.
Both horses just struggling for form a little bit, but Altered Boy, being a first up winner in this preparation, just lost a bit of that dash. He loves a wet track, and I think he's looking for a mile now. Lucrepidus, his first up run was terrific, and decided to keep him a little bit fresher and at the same distance, 1,600 metres, for Saturday's race. He'll appreciate a big roomy track.
finally, in the tab.com.au handicap, 2 horses owned by New Zealand connections, Coupe AT and Pipette.
Pipette has been a model of consistency since joining the stable, and that's resulted in 2 listed placings at her last 2 starts, and she's another one heading for the Tattersalls Tiara in 2 weeks' time if she runs well on Saturday. So for that reason we've kept her back to the 1400, and that's a lot shorter than what she was racing over last prep, but she seems to be racing well over this distance, so she's got a great chance on Saturday. And Coupe AT, one last start over the same distance, same track. He's got a lot in his favour. Drawn well, I think barrier 1, so she'll get the run of the race. It'll be very hard to beat.
Brilliant. Thanks, Chris. Good luck for the weekend.
Thanks, Haylie.